Arizona State University online. How valuable is that really?
It's a very high-quality education. Arizona State University's got one of the best online learning programs in the country, and I think Starbucks is actually breaking new ground with this initiative. There's lots of tuition reimbursement programs in this country, but Starbucks
this is one that's like directed specifically to an online program.
Absolutely, but these online learning programs have become very high quality in the last few years, and what Starbucks is doing
I don't know. I mean, you go and you apply for a job and you got an online degree. I mean, how is that ever going to compare with, say, the real degree from the real university?
Actually, there's a recent survey from The Economist of senior executives, and they say that increasingly online degrees are valued in terms of what they're accepting. So the Starbucks program, I think, is groundbreaking. No other company's doing what they're doing in terms of their efforts around full tuition reimbursement, about
Well, this is not
coaches.
Full tuition, by the way. For 2 years it is, but for the other 2 years it's half tuition.
That's right.
And roughly this costs about $10,000. So so people are still going to be on the hook for that money, either out of pocket or, you know, it's been suggested that they could be given money through grants, which of course means our taxpayer dollars. I would just question, or they of course take out loans. We got $1.2 trillion worth of outstanding education debt right now in this country.
Absolutely.
Do we really need more?
No, we don't need more debt. What we need is a higher level of talent, because that's what's going to power our economy and strengthen our society. And I think what Starbucks is doing, really, it's good for Starbucks. Let's be honest, right? The company's going to benefit because they're going to be able to serve their management ranks better.
Well, how is it? Do you think that those people will go on into management, you know, after having gotten an online degree?
I think so. I think that's the intent of what Starbucks has. Some of these people will go into management. But what's interesting about the Starbucks program, you don't have to stay at Starbucks in order to get this benefit. That's different than what other companies are doing.
Right. Normally, there's sort of, well, you got to pay us back.
Right.
It's like the military. They say,
Exactly.
okay, we're going to give this to you, but you owe us 5 years. So, you know, back to the issue of student debt, though, and education in this country. I mean, I think no one would argue with the idea that, you know, people should be as educated as they possibly can be. However, we are dealing with an issue right now where a lot of kids are graduating from school. They owe a lot of money, and they're not getting well-paying jobs. Are they just not studying the right stuff?
Well, that's part of it. But the other is, look, the price of college is too high. It's been increasing at more than the rate of inflation for 3 decades.
Why
and you combine
is that? Why
well,
does it keep
because
going
the delivery model's outdated. We deliver higher education in a way that's more relevant to the 19th and 20th century than the 21st century. And so you sit in a classroom, you study for 4, 5, maybe 6 years before you get your bachelor's degree. That's very different than what we need. We need people out there in the workforce with skills, knowledge, and capacities that's going to help them not only serve themselves, but serve us as a society.
You know, you wonder about how to best put that into practice. You know, it's been suggested that maybe we have incentives where if you're going to go and study nursing or engineering or something that we really see a need for in society, maybe the government's there to offer a little bit more padding, say, or, you know, in the way of loans or in the way of grants for these students that incentivizes people to do these particular majors as opposed to, say, English or philosophy.
That's right. The government's got a role, but so does the private sector. That's why things like Starbucks are so important. The Economist and Lumina Foundation have issued a challenge, a crowdsourcing challenge, to try to get better solutions to how to bring higher education and employers together to actually help create more skills-based knowledge.
And that's something that you guys are involved in, right?
Absolutely.
You've been doing crowdsourcing. Explain to me how that works.
Well, so what you do is you get experts who are outside of the space of the area you're trying to solve a problem in, and you get some new ideas, new talent, and you offer a prize to those people. So they're competing for money, and you try to generate new ideas. Great way to
new ideas like, so what is the goal? What is the question?
A new product or a service, something that can actually help narrow the skills gap so that employers get what they need, higher education produces what they need, and we as a society benefit from that.
So you're calling on people to come up with these ideas, and you're awarding a prize.
And we're going to give them some money in order to come up with the best idea. There's people out there, these are the old inventors in the garage. Well, these people are now idea inventors, and these people are actually developing new ideas that solve lots of problems in companies, in society. That's what this crowdsourcing is.
So do you think we'll ever see a day where, you know, an online degree from Arizona State University is going to be the equivalent of, you know, a 4-year college somewhere else that you get in person?
I think many employers say today it's already there. That online degree is very high quality.